Hello, Sonic movie fans, and welcome to episode 134 of the Sonic Movie Show, the only show that's about Sonic news, movie news, and Sonic movie news. My name is Ethan, and with me here today to talk about Sonic is Devin.
Pop quiz hot shot, classic line.
Oof. I actually did not like that section of the first movie. That feels like that was a couple first drafts that did not match the rest of the movie's tone with how that
classic
did that character.
line. Classic line.
Oof. How can Sonic hear the TV if there's like the wall
super
outside?
loud.
Outside.
It's a loud TV. Yeah, surround sound.
Maybe because Tom is so old, he has subtitles on. Maybe he's that guy. Sonic has no idea what Keanu Reeves sounds like because he just reads the subtitles. Yeah,
it's the subtitles.
Today's episode of the Sonic Movie Show is going to cover a few different things. As you guys might have known, last week's episode was talking about Sonic Frontiers without us actually talking about any of the gameplay stuff. That's because we recorded that episode a while before we actually got gameplay stuff.
We covered all the the Sega / Sonic news from early May mostly. That's all we had, and it was literally a week after we recorded, or not even. It was just Sonic Frontiers is dropping stuff all month on IGN.
You're Jesus.
Well, it worked out though, because if we did, let's say we did this or last week's episode covering the first video of 3/4, technically, we would have missed stuff because I think they did. There were some things that were shown differently, but
what was shown. I don't have any really different overall opinions, so it would have been just repeat stuff for me, at least, coming from me. Should then spend another episode on 2, 3, and 4 of what we've seen. But yeah, Sonic Frontiers, as of today's recording, has had a few different videos. There is just the first one was just Sonic moving around. Then there was one that was combat focused. Mm-hmm. And then there was a snippet of it in Sonic Central. And then there was IGN's hands-on preview as well. So 4 pieces of video content.
And there was some overlap here and there, but I feel like you can pull something from all of them to a certain extent.
And there is a couple descriptions as well written down that I don't think was in the hands-on video, but was then reiterated. So actually, and then there's also Sonic Central 2 we can talk about proper in its existence.
That's true.
Okay, so where do we want to begin? With the first Frontiers?
I feel like we just give overall thoughts with just all 3 videos. I don't know if I really want to break down each one because they all blend in kind of together at this point.
Yeah.
So maybe just an overall reaction to the.
I have thoughts on each one though, an aspect shown in each one. But yeah, overall it's just I'm not gonna sit here and be let's only cover. Yeah, you're right. I guess I'll go first then. This is a gigantic disappointment. I am just baffled that they took such a bold leap but stayed so cautiously close to the mechanics they've already done. Other people have made these jokes, but it looks like they looked at Breath of the Wild and said, key takeaways from this game, piano music and towers. And that's it. It's crazy to me that they just think that all we have to do is dump our existing Sonic mechanics, the automatic grind rails, the automatic springs, the automatic loop-de rings that are springs in the air, the automatic dash pads. We just take all these elements with the Boost Sonic gameplay and lane switching, throw it in a giant 3D environment that obviously people joke about being one of those Unreal 4 tech demos, kids make. Hire this man. People make have joked more than I need to do right now. But I see all this and it's what I don't ever want to call a developer incompetent. I don't ever want to call them lazy because I don't know what the fuck that I would do if I was making a video game. Obviously, when we sat here last year and we pitched what we think the next Sonic game was going to be and how close we are in conception, not reality, but in our conception, The underlying thing was, well, obviously it would be good. That's just a nebulous. Everyone wants what they think to be good. If we were to make that, if we hired a team and we were directors and producers trying to get, through
might just be,
all these deadlines, it would be just
worse
as bad or worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I do not want to armchair develop, armchair direct.
And a lot of people do that
game.
shit, and I actually find that stuff so annoying. But maybe it's just because we're getting old that, like, as I'm getting older, I have less and less care for people who are like, well, these devs suck. And it's like, okay, like,
and people do that with Pokemon,
you can be
too.
critical, but like,
it's
people just do that in general, though. It's the same in sports, same shit. This coach sucks. It's like, okay, bro, you're on the couch too.
At the end of the day, it comes down to, if anything, leadership, because that's where decisions come from. The technical skills to make a video game at all are universally applied. It's not like Sonic Team learned how to badly make games. It's, and Naughty Dog learned how to goodly make games. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Everyone just knows how to make games. You just apply, okay, we need to do this. This is how you do it, or whatever.
And also, like,
so it's not the people making it. It's the people deciding.
With leadership, it's also budget, time, due dates.
Right. We talked about that last episode.
With
a Sonic game will sell regardless, so why spend the money?
Or we talked about a couple episodes back with Bland Wonder World, how there was reports that game was kind of rushed out, that like it wasn't given the time that it was needed.
Right.
So that's another example of leadership, aka people with money sometimes being like, nope, this game is coming out in fall. I don't care what shape it's in at this point. Cyberpunk, probably the biggest example in the last couple years, where all the actual people making the game are like, yo, this game isn't ready yet. We love making this game, but it's far from ready to be out. And then CD Projekt Red management said, nope, fuck it, it's going out, and that blew up in their faces. And
it was a giant embarrassment. And that even though the game sold very well, its reputation is tainted. Their reputation as a company is tainted. And they can't. You did a 180 from Witcher 3.
Yeah, Witcher 3, Game of the Year, to
woof. That was the game. Witcher 3 was like, oh man, everyone loves Fallout, but man, Fallout 4 is a little disappointing. Here's a different open world RPG. It's amazing. That's a tangent we're going down. Obviously,
can Sonic get tainted? Can Sonic get tainted anymore? I don't know.
I don't fucking know. It's the Sonic cycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every single time. Oh, this looks promising. Oh no. Oh no. So if I can wrap up my thoughts before you give your overall thoughts, I am baffled that this game looks so pre-alpha and unfinished. This looks like first draft ideas where they drop it down and see, okay, we're going to play this out. What works, what doesn't. It is crazy to me that they looked at Breath of the Wild and didn't realize, why was this a giant step forward for Zelda? And why we can't just copy paste the general idea and vibe with Sonic, and why that doesn't work. So that's where I'm coming from. What about you?
So for me, I think, I would say, like, at first I wasn't as, maybe I would say harsh on it. But I guess I would say I liked it, but like I'm not saying like give it to me now like it or can't wait like it. It's more of just like I'm just gonna give benefit of the doubt, and I hope this game gets delayed. I don't know if it will. There's been no rumors that it isn't. I feel like there would have been an announcement by now. I don't know. Maybe they need to wait till this whole push is over. But for me, it's like I like the idea. I like the general idea. We asked them. We asked ourselves, what do we want in the next Sonic? What do we want in Sonic Frontiers? And this idea is here.
Yes,
so I'm
exactly.
like, okay, I'll give them credit.
Exactly.
They heard the show. They listened to our episode.
We gotta find what episode that was.
Yeah, and
we need to like listen to it again.
Yeah. Did we fuck up? Did we say the wrong thing? If they did listen to it, but no.
Did we say someone there? Oh man, I just love the piano music in Breath of the Wild. They're like, yep, it's verbatim.
They're like, they said it. So for me, I liked it, but it's not a hard like. And it I agree with you. It definitely looks like the game is far from finished in terms of just depth. Like, it has the general foundations there, but it needs a lot more. I thought the boss fight looked kind of cool. I'm like, that's a neat idea, I guess. And it looks tough, but not that tough, which is what I'm expecting from a Sonic game.
Fair. Yeah.
But I'm also at the point where, after playing Sonic Forces and the other Sonic games I have played or have seen, that I'm like, the bar is pretty low. That I'm like, I can't really be like,
the bar is so low you have to dig it out from the ground.
I can't be like, I'm so like pissed off. Like, I saw some people on Twitter and especially after I interacted with one person or whatever, my Twitter feed gets, oriented towards this hateful shit.
Yeah.
But so for me, it's like my expectations are already hella low. So like that's why I would say I liked it, because I'm like, hey, I think it's the step in the right direction. I appreciate that they're trying to do something different and be bold with it. Whether it's we ask them to be bold, they're being bold, and yeah, sometimes shit doesn't look good. Sometimes it's too different. But like I said, I hope they delay this game. I'm okay waiting. Like we said, we don't care how long it takes. We just want a good Sonic game. And I think last episode there was a report that said that Sega wants to make a good Sonic game. Like, that's like they care about quality.
Do you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, they keep saying it's coming out this year. That game doesn't look like it's going to come out this year. And if it does, it's going to be.
This game was supposed to come out last year. That's what they wanted. This game is supposed to run on Switch.
Yeah.
If they released this last year, it would have looked worse than this, because this is a later build than whatever they had last year.
Yeah.
Woof, man.
But at Sonic Movie Show on Twitter, that's our Twitter account, I did a poll. Did the poll to the people.
Right.
I tweeted, "Did you like what you saw in the latest hashtag Sonic Frontiers gameplay reveal?" So this is after the first video, and with 61 votes, so that's a lot of people. All right, that's democracy right there. Overwhelmingly, it was 42% of you all said Not
I was one of those.
Okay. And then the next up was liked it, which was 29.5%. Then hated it was 24%. So let's say you clump in that 42 to 24 right there. You're sitting at a 60, almost 70% of people are in the negative reaction.
Right. Yeah.
Rather than in the positive, because he had 3.3% for loved it. So that was, a little over 30. So it definitely seems it's a negative reaction. I'm sure that their I don't want to say customer support, but their quality team, whoever, is looking at social media, seeing the reactions to this. Trust me, they are.
For sure, yes.
And I hope that they, report this back, and I hope they make the right decision, which is, I think, delay the game. Or unless that build that they showed IGN was, like, we're going to show them a worse build just to see how they react. I don't know why they would do that, but, like...
Devs don't do that.
Yeah.
they
I'm
want
just
the
like,
best thing forward.
Yeah, so... I don't know. But I will say that the first hands-on impression, so the latest video...
Right.
Which was done by Mitchell Saltzman, who, by the way, replied to us on Twitter, because he did a little Twitter shout-out saying, hey, thanks for all the new followers. Hi, Sonic fans. I hope you all also like fighting games, character action games, anime, and pro wrestling. And I asked him, do you like The Rock? And I did a Rock gif. And he replied with the Rock gif saying, no comment, but yes. So we got
okay. Sure.
We got the guy. All right.
Did he follow us back, though?
No, because I didn't ask him to.
Okay, well, then I don't care.
Maybe
okay.
one day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Mitchell, if you can follow us back. No, I thought, like, he gave, I think, an optimistic review of it. I feel like he was critical at moments. Like, he did say he wishes, like...
Preview of it.
I'm saying in his preview, he gave recommendations and was, I think, critical of it still, where he did mention that, like, a lot of, like, the rails and the bumpers and all that, he wishes those were more, like, physical rather than just kind of placed, which I don't know.
There's a way to make that look like it's a part of the world's design.
Yeah.
There's artistic ways to do that. They're like, I don't necessarily buy well, what else would you do? Like, I'm not an artist, but like I can think of ways to make it work like that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of ways.
I agree. I do think it's a little too harsh though, because there is other Sonic games where there is just random shit. Like Sonic Adventure did have just random rails.
Yes, but those were linear levels, and that was a part of the thing. Here, it's like explore, and you just see shit everywhere.
Yeah,
like that's my issue. Is that they all just seemed like, all right, there's space over here. We haven't done anything here yet. All right, just put a rail at least to a spring. Spring.
And then you're on the ground.
Put some rings.
Then you're on the ground.
And then you're on the ground again.
Like
that's what it looks like. 'Cause they just put stuff
maybe
everywhere.
Maybe there's a floating island or something to like work your way up to, or like some sort of objective.
And they showed one of those at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was a tower. He climbs the tower. Nothing's up there. He gets off the tower. Like, yeah, there are like these weird, like, it looks like pink or red heart things. I think they're too small. If they're supposed to be like an important collectible, they need to be bigger, in my opinion, because they look too insignificant. They look like this is like 5 rings. Or, you know what I mean? It looks like it's just no different than picking up like you got some health. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there was one of those at the end of when on his way down, I think. But like, yeah, there was, okay, here's a very minor platforming type of challenge. Climb up this tower. And you do, and then there's nothing there. And he leaves. Like, yeah, maybe in the final build there is something there, but like, why show that? Show me why I would want to explore. Because all I've seen in that first one was the reason to explore is because it's fun to run around. And like, yeah, I get it.
Like
I can
Spider-Man.
understand
I think
that.
like it's like the Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man route, where it's like you can fast travel in that game, but 9 times out of 10, unless it's on the opposite side of the city,
why would you want to?
They make the movement fun that you're like, no, I want to swing. I'm Spider-Man. That's the whole fucking point.
Imagine an open world Tony Hawk game and it was just designed in such a way where you're like, no, I just don't want to move around.
Yeah.
You're like, you failed.
Yeah.
Like, the gameplay is the moving.
One thing
you know what I
did,
mean?
that Mitchell also did point out was that there is a challenge where you have to get from like point A to point B across the island. That's cool.
Yes.
That's the shit I want.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Now, I'm going to be negative of almost everything I say and the reason why I'm being negative is because I fucking love this blue hedgehog, and every single fucking game he's ever had has moments of what I want, has brilliant ideas or a glimpse of an alternate universe where we're not living in the dark timeline, where we had an orange man for president and a blue hedgehog that sucks. You know what I mean? Because when I hear that, I'm like, yes, awesome. Except Sonic has no momentum in his movements. It looks like he has, like, you could obviously tilt the stick a little bit and he, like, trots. But he has push it all the way for whatever a normal run is, and then he has boost. There's no ramp up in speed. There's no physics.
Mario and Mario Odyssey seems like he has more speed than Sonic.
Yes.
In this, unfortunately.
Because he speeds up. There's the physics of going down slopes and
the animation
stuff.
of him, like the way he kind of like wobbles. If you like stop Mario on a dime, he doesn't just go from one frame of moving to standing still. Like he like has to like stop himself. You know?
Yes.
So I think
that idea sounds awesome, and that's what I want, because hey, guess what? That's what some of the Spider-Man side missions were.
Yeah,
just like,
and they're great.
chase this man, get here before this bus explodes, chase down this car.
And it's all
like,
improvised
that's what I want.
routes. Like,
yep.
there's multiple routes.
Yes.
Honestly,
that's the good shit.
That is what I thought cross country was when I started cross country.
I mean, that's
when
what
my mom
sounds
sold
like.
me on it. She's like, "Oh, you do races in the woods." I'm like,
"It's
"Oh,
an
sick."
obstacle course."
Yeah, they're like, you have to go from point A to point B through like the forest near your school. I'll be like, sick.
No, it's just instead you're doing a 10K.
You're doing a
lap.
5K, and it's on pavement, and it's all uphill. Have fun,
and it hurts.
Yeah,
and it hurts.
Your knees
Not
are
that
gonna
I
hurt.
know.
Your knees are gonna hurt 10 years from now.
Yeah. Oh God. But that idea sounds fantastic. However, I'm not sold on what I saw gameplay wise on why it would feel like if I did it a second time I could do it better. You know what I mean? Because okay, so here's my thing. Like, yes, my favorite Sonic game is Sonic Adventure 2. That's mainly because that was the first one I played as a kid, and so it's got an attachment for that reason. But in those two games, Sonic, I'm going to actually mainly just talk about Sonic Adventure 2 because I have the most experience with that. Sonic does gain more speed going down slopes, by running longer in a straight line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Using the loops and all that. Obviously, hitting a dash pad, he's at max speed, but there's ways to try to maintain that. And so when you replay those levels, you get better and better at trying to maintain the momentum, right? For these race type objectives, let's say I fail it, and I'm like, oh man, what would I do better? It's just routes. It's not like maneuvers that I have to get better skill wise, I feel like. It's just, all right, so instead of that spring, I should go on this rail. You know what I mean? It just seems more of route stuff, but the improvisation is what makes these Breath of the Wild type imitation games so good, that if the idea was from the beginning, we're going to dump you in this area, now you need to get here right away, you don't know this area, that improvisation would be great. And who knows how the game's structure is, but we just see him running around, and it probably just feels like you go somewhere and you activate it, and you probably already know the area to a decent amount. So, like, whether that's good or bad, I don't know, compared to what I just said about starting it. But, like, I hear a good idea. But the voice in the back of my head says it's going to be bad, and that's not fair, but they've set me up with these expectations. Am I being, like, really, like, badly negative and unfair to this video game? Am I?
I think...
you gotta tell me.
I mean, I just think, like, for me, it's just, like, I don't have any expectations, really, for it because of things like Sonic Forces exist. You know what I mean? Just, like, I want it, trust me, I want it to be fun. I want it to be game of the fucking year. Because that'd be awesome and hilarious at the same time that Sonic is living in the golden era. He's on the silver screen and his games slap. You know what I mean? But but I don't know. Like, I like the idea, general idea. I do, but it is a little nerve-wracking that you're seeing this footage and it's supposed to be like for this. I was expecting something else. I think it's what a lot of people's feelings are. If they delay it, then I think it'll be like, okay, makes sense. Like you were showing pre-alpha. That's cool. I like what I saw. If this is pre-alpha, awesome. But if this is 5 months before the game is supposed to release, bro, you're not selling your product well.
Yeah, you're not. You can't. At this point, it's just
you're better off
what's
not
already
showing
there,
anything.
And yeah,
you're better off not showing anything until December or whenever this game is supposed to come out.
Yeah. Yeah, because here's the thing, like, you can't polish a turd to a diamond. You know what I mean? You're just making the turd as appetizing as possible.
You put some salt and pepper on it, yeah.
There's fundamental ideas in the game's design that, from our preview and looking at these trailers, looks like it's a problem. Again, like, I'll talk about Sonic. It's like, Breath of the Wild was a big sandbox-style game with physics, and it had different things where fire always reacts to things in this way, and nothing's pre-canned. It's all, here are elements, how do they gel? You could solve puzzles in ways that the developers didn't intended because you can use these ideas. There was a puzzle in Breath of the Wild, I remember reading on Twitter, someone did, where you have to basically create a circuit with electricity. And there was nodes in there that were empty. You need to find these metal balls, place them in there to complete the circuit. And there was a thing that starts it and ends it. And this guy couldn't find one of the balls. So what he did was he dumped from his inventory every metal sword he had. Used the magnetic power to line them up in a line, and that created a circuit. And he solved the puzzle.
Jesus
and the game
Christ.
rewarded him just the same way as it did if you went upstairs and found the ball. You know what I mean? So that game is all about all of these improvised little ways that are designed around elements, not pre-canned ideas. And I look at this game and I don't see elements, I see pre-canned ideas. Sonic has 2 movement speeds. Sonic has a bunch of attacks. Sonic has all these things that make him go fast that aren't his ideas. So, like, those are fundamental ideas that you can't just polish those and all of a sudden it be different. You have to change those ideas, and you can't change them now without delaying the game. I honestly think if they were to delay the game, it wouldn't be to change these major ideas. You would be delaying it a year or 2. Like, at least a year, and that's being optimistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd have to move it forward. Breath of the Wild got delayed so many times, and at one point they basically said, we had a breakthrough in ideas for this gameplay system, and we need a lot more time. That's not verbatim, but it was basically like, hey, an idea came up that changes this game, and we need a lot of time to do that. And people assume it was the way the physics and all that stuff work. Before, because there was footage of that game from like 2014 or something that looked very different, and it looked like an older style Zelda game just in a giant world instead of what Breath of the Wild actually was. And Sonic, what I'm seeing, looks like that 2014 era Breath of the Wild before it had a name and it was just Zelda Wii U. That's what I see, and I don't know if you can just polish up the graphics on level 13.
My other
you know
question
I
I actually just thought of right now. Wasn't there, I don't know if it's still confirmed, but there's multiple islands, right? So is this one island we're seeing?
I think they said that at its original announcement, of that it's Frontiers, or like in a synopsis. Because it was the Starfall Islands, I'm pretty sure. Which made us seem, which it was so crazy that we were like, yeah. And so Sonic's going to have these islands. He should have islands. And you have like 4 or 5 of what you would normally consider a level, but they're all in the environment and they all loop into each other. They might have secret exits. What a great idea that was, Sega. Man, you should hire us. We don't know how to make that, but we have ideas. We can just tell you this.
Put us in the writer's room at least, even if it's for a day. We can give you 24 hours. I
don't want to talk about like what we would have wanted instead. We got to talk about what's there.
I do. I want to just bring more islands, and it's like just a different aesthetic. Because like,
I would love different music
and different music. I don't know. I mean, there's some good stuff in there that I liked.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a positive right now.
Okay,
and it's surrounded in a sea of negativity, but I'll give you one positive. There's a button you must press down or something like that makes Sonic have a blue trail behind him. And if he closes a circle around an enemy, some attack effect happens.
That was cool.
I actually think that's really smart for his combat. However, what he also has is punches and kicks, and that none of that looks good. I see fights with slow enemies, I'm like, Sonic could just run away.
Yeah, I wonder if they should, that'd be cool if they just stuck with that in some way.
Because what is
different shapes, you learn as you go, that, if you make the Star of David, for example, it just insta kills everything, something like that. That'd be cool.
Sure.
You can discover them yourself, or maybe you find recipes that you have to learn to be like, oh, I learned the triangle, which does this.
Kind of reminds me of old DS games where they have you draw shapes on the touch screen while you're trying to play a platformer. Now here's my thing. Let's walk it all the way back to Sonic 1. What is Sonic doing in that game? He's running,
trying to get to the end.
He's jumping, he's spinning into a ball. That's his movement. It's basically like a not puzzle, but like a platforming pinball physics game. You're being bounced around and he's got all this momentum. And when Sonic Adventure came out, because of the craziness of 3D worlds, you can't exactly do that necessarily. They couldn't figure out a way to do that, and I don't think it would be super feasible to find a way to do that unless they were like geniuses, you know what I mean? So they changed it to be more of these automatic sections and things, and it's just the fun feeling of playing through it that's fun and seeing this world in 3D, right? Sonic, I haven't really seen a game go back to those initial physicsy bounce around momentum, but what Sonic does to attack enemies in that game is jump into them with his momentum, roll into them with his momentum. Sonic Adventure, it's the homing attack, and from that point on, it's the homing attack to attack enemies. And I'm fine with that in games like Sonic Generations or whatever, where it's these are just, an enemy is the same type of obstacle as a rock.
Yeah,
you're not spending time with that rock. You're surmounting the rock. You're going around the rock, going through the rock, whatever you're doing. So homing attacking an enemy to get past it, that's totally cool. Because it's not about trying to sit down and square up with this ladybug motorcycle thing. You know what I mean?
You walked down the wrong hill
okay.
today, ladybug robot.
Exactly. This is my loop-de-loop with a flat top and checkerboarded orange and brown.
This is my
dirt.
green hill zone. You should have stayed in blue.
So I see this run around thing, and that seems to be more of like, what does Sonic do? How can we make an attack like what Sonic just normally does, as opposed to adding things to his repertoire that can be attacks. Him homing attacking in, and then looks like you just keep pressing the button. He just punches and kicks. It doesn't feel like Sonic. Sonic's got these weak little baby arms. You know what's stronger than his punch? His giant blue spiky spinning ass rolling into you. Yeah. It just feels two different ways. I saw something very cool there, and what I've seen used for it wise, I actually think still looks good. I haven't seen. It's not like one of those things where I talk a lot with Sonic. There's a good idea, but it's just not actually done well. But you can see that it's a good idea. This actually looks like it's a good idea being done well for what we've seen. It might be just, it might not evolve past that. It might just be the same fucking thing over and over again. You know what I mean? And it might get boring. Who knows? But I still see that as a smart evolution of Sonic's attacking ability in 3D than the other things you see in there.
I just hope he gets like a skateboard that's just quicker. Maybe that's how you get faster. You just find a skateboard, a hoverboard, or whatever.
Exactly. Something that's just like, Sonic, take it easy. It's relaxing music that doesn't match what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Maybe he gets a surfboard, and that's how you get to the other islands. Go across the sea.
Sonic isn't going to get a surfboard. Silver's going to get a surfboard. He's going to be the Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
Also, I read somewhere that they said that so Tails and Amy are in it for sure.
That's what he said in his preview. He said
at the beginning,
a wormhole happens, Sonic, Tails, and Amy. Yeah. And we know from Sonic Central that Knuckles stands for 2 seconds somewhere.
True.
before the game, so he gets
evaporated. Actually, he becomes the wormhole.
He gets vaporized.
He is the wormhole.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I tweeted this out, by the way. Listening to I think maybe it was the hands-on preview, because it wasn't an interview. Otherwise, we'd mentioned that there was an interview. Sonic Team does not want to call this game open world.
Because it's a Strand game.
Yes, we got to do that episode. We got to play that game, though. Like, let's be real. We got to play that game to understand what Strand means.
I played 9 hours. I played that game.
Fair enough. I still want to beat that game, because I heard that there's some really good performances from the actors later in the game, and I'm like, I would like to see what that might look like.
YouTube.com. All Death Stranding.
But would I get a trophy for that, though? The answer is no. Instead, I got to spend 90 hours to do that. What the fuck was I saying? They don't want to call it an open world game, because open world games have RPG combat or RPG abilities or RPG design sense. So we call it open zone. Also, Sonic has a skill tree and unlockable moves and experience points.
I don't know if I like that.
Like, what?
I don't care about RPG. Sonic doesn't need to be an RPG. I don't want that. He's just always the same. The only thing he should be unlocking is like boots that go quicker or something. Like
I agree with you 100%.
Or a
100%.
tool.
I don't need Sonic to have
our island idea. Maybe he finds a tool that now he can access a different part of the island that he didn't before.
I thought of this again the other day. Think about our brilliant, in quotes, idea. So in our idea, there'd be several islands or whatever. I don't know, maybe just 4 or 5. I don't know how big this idea realistically would be.
1,000.
1,000,000 islands.
1,000,000 islands.
Each island is a somewhat sizable sandbox world area. And it has all these different little things you can do, if you do this loop and you figure out the idea or whatever, you get a thing here, stuff like that. But besides that, there are 4 or 5 levels, classical-ish Sonic levels, that are laid in the world. Sometimes they overlap each other. Sometimes they almost crisscross or whatever, however the design would work out. And most of the time they loop back to each other, but sometimes maybe they end with a goal. And I think ideally the world is designed smartly enough that it isn't just step on this portal to warp back to the beginning. I would want it to be, actually organically laid into it. But you have secret exits, alternate exits. What you then could do is have an exit that you couldn't get because Sonic doesn't have this ability or
He doesn't have the
tool.
grappling hook.
He doesn't have the grappling hook. You get the grappling hook on another level section, and you can come back, do this one, do the level a little bit differently, and get it to the end. And then that feels really organic and fun. If you compare that to Sonic Adventure 2, where over the course of the game, all those characters just get like items that let them do more actions or whatever. But if you are playing the game for the first time, you're running through a level and you're like, oh man, I can't break these metal boxes. And you just then later you're like, okay, now I can because I beat the game. It doesn't feel like you thought of going back. It's not like a Metroid type of game.
Yeah.
It's just like, I play a less interesting version of this level because I can't do everything. And then I beat the game and now I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had that thought the other day too of like, you could do that with a Sonic design where you can actually give him stuff like a Zelda game or something.
You unlocked the RPG. Now you can blow up
No
rocks.
RPGs. That's an open world. Stinger missile. Nikita. Yeah.
Now you can blow up that helicopter that won't let you get to the other side of the river or whatever.
Yeah.
You have an anti-aircraft missile.
Exactly. The helicopter that has a sniper posting in it that always shoots you if you cross this bridge. Now you can take it out. Exactly. But the combat in this game looks so boring. Besides that,
I don't even know how
it
it
just
really
looks
works
boring
either.
It just looks like you homing attack and you just smash the button.
Yeah,
That's it.
might as well do quick time
it.
events and make it kind of cooler. I don't know. At that point,
Yeah, because the second video that
have
IGN
Sonic
first
rip the
showed,
robot's head off.
exactly, punch right through its sternum.
Yeah,
Rip out its ribs, nibble on them a bit because that's what hedgehogs do. Maybe the second IGN first video was all combat related, and that was the worst video that we had seen. They one of the first, I think it might have been the first enemy fights, is like this cluster of balls that protect a core. Okay, get rid of the balls, get rid of the core. Classic platformer boss, whatever, design. But here's an enemy. And it takes them a bit. And then immediately they show the same enemy again. And I'm like, I am so bored at fighting this thing. Go do something else. I'm watching, it's like I'm
why would
watching
you
someone
fight
else stream a
enemies
video
if it's
game.
an open world too, where you can just run around? That's the other question.
You don't even need to fight them. You just run away. Every enemy they showed was so damn slow. They would not chase you. And I'm sure they have fast enemies and later in the game.
I was waiting for that bird to attack. That would have been more interesting.
Something that chases you would be cool. Because I feel like Sonic's combat needs to be while he's fucking running. Because nothing's more boring than Sonic running around a man constantly.
Yeah, like have him get airstriked once in a while by like an Obama drone. You know what I mean? So like
exactly,
something.
exactly. Then you look around and you start to realize, wait, I'm not in a green forest area. I'm in the Middle East. And I see all these people being radicalized because America keeps bombing them.
Yeah, you sprint by a hospital as it blows up, and you're like, man, why would Obama do that? He would never do that.
I bet the next time this happens, a woman will be doing it. I remember seeing that. Like, I can't wait for a woman president to bomb us all.
You can tell we're jaded.
Yeah, I'm just upset. One of the other enemies that they showed was this, like, mushroom thing where it's like a skinny little body and it has, like, this mushroom shell around it that then flips up and spins around. It can throw these blades. And that takes him forever to beat it. And the whole time I'm like, man, this sucks. This is boring. Why are we doing this? How does this benefit us? Yeah, you get experience points.
Fight, but like, how often is that even going to be?
And that boss fight that mini boss fight, because I think they called it a mini boss in the hands-on preview.
An optional thing that you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that looks obviously the most fun because it's using his fucking platforming abilities. You know what I mean? And they showed one later where he's running on like this ethereal tail chasing this thing. That's cool.
That's cool, yeah.
I think in practice because it's using the world to do it, which is interesting because that's what the point of this is. But this big thing, like it looks like you can easily fall off. It looks like it's just like any Sonic adventure game. You can just, it didn't work this time. Like I did this, I repeated almost for exactly what I did before. It just didn't work this time.
And now you're out of lives, and you have to start over again.
Yeah. I don't know. It just looks so unpolished, but also boring. This whole game, and I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
hoping,
like you.
I'm hoping it gets delayed and we just get the best we can get. And we're
Yeah.
both gonna play it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I have to pre-order Sonic Origins, I guess. On the PlayStation
That might be
Store.
if I walk into a GameStop or Target.
Well,
and
it's
I
not
see
physical. Remember, it's just
Are
digital.
you fucking kidding me? God,
Yeah, so you're not going to be able to get it
about
on
that.
sale.
Fuck.
Yeah, you know,
Because
because otherwise I'd get a case for it.
What did we
too.
do to you? We made a whole podcast for your fucking franchise hero. This is why you repay
I
us?
have an idea of why it's digital only, so it can be delisted later when they make a new one. Right? They said they apparently are delisting older versions of these games in collections. I think. Maybe I made that up.
Yeah.
Oh, then they can delist this one when they make a new one as well. Because it's not like you can't
All
just
our favorite
steal
things
these
get
games.
delisted. Wonder maybe we fucked up. Freaking
Yeah.
not Fate of the Furious, but the Fast and Furious Crossroads there. We had to buy it because it was going to be
That's right.
nuked out of
right.
orbit.
I have it right here.
Yeah, I also
I got it
I
right
opened
here.
mine today just to make sure the disc was in there.
I installed it.
So I was grabbing I grabbed Gran Turismo and I'm like, yes. And then I looked at that, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to play that. It's so fun.
Bandai Namco was the publisher on this.
Mm.
I thought Codemasters made this.
I thought Vin Diesel made it.
Well, Tygon Studios worked on it, and that's the studio.
I mean,
that's
him himself. He physically sat down, and that's what he did during COVID.
Yeah.
And he couldn't act.
Let's not talk about someone else that disappoints us.
Sonic
you want to talk
Central?
about Sonic
Yeah,
Central?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's do the rundown. We can go back and forth, I guess. The first thing that they reiterated to us was Sonic Origins. They showed us a trailer. They're definitely aping the Nintendo Direct thing where, like, we have our graphics presentation and a window-in-window view of what we're about to talk about with our kind of blue background and stuff and our, stuff, Sonic Central stuff around it. Well, an up chipper voice is about to tell you what you're about to see in the next thing we're gonna talk about. And they're definitely aping the Nintendo Directs, which I think is fine because that's a formula that works. But they talk about Sonic Origins and it's all stuff we've already known.
Yeah,
and it's just they don't really need to talk more to sell. Yeah, it's an ad. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
Let's be real. All this
cool.
shit is ads. All the summer games, it's all ads at the end of the day.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
it's more of an ad than
because
anything.
they got nothing to. To announce.
We didn't even bring in no one really talked about it besides just like that voice just saying you could play the game now. It's yes.
Yeah, it's Sonic 3's in widescreen again, or for the first time, or whatever. Like that's great.
I mean,
yeah,
cool. Sucks it's digital though, and it's what $40.
Yeah, or the Ultra version is $45.
Oh yeah, I remember that episode. It took us forever to figure out how that graph worked.
It's so embarrassing.
Uh,
Releases on June 23rd on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S,
I'm gonna get it
Xbox
on
One,
the Epic Game
the
Store.
Epic Game Store, and the Steam Game Store.
you know that? I think that's where I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it on the Epic Game Store.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna give Sega an extra
they give you
20
codes.
cents.
Nice.
Yeah.
I will be getting it on PS5. Although, if I get it on PS4, do I get both? And since it's digital only, wouldn't I want that?
No, the PS5 version is gonna be you have to buy that version. Because
It might be
won't
you don't
work.
get either way. Yeah, it might just.
It's a PlayStation game. It doesn't say what number. Just it's a PlayStation game.
Exactly.
Is it on Game Pass?
Original place? Probably not.
It says Xbox. I was wondering if it was on Game Pass.
I don't know. Maybe.
So that's one way to cheat, kids. You want to really play Sonic Origins? Wait for it to come out on Game Pass. Do the free trial, binge it, and then don't pay a
Or
dime.
all these games have been available on other collections and systems, and also just somewhere on the internet you can find them. These aren't new games.
Yeah. Or rob your favorite online store.
Exactly. Go
Drive
on Internet Archive. You will find them. I guarantee it.
Cool. Up next is Sonic. Is Sonic Speed Simulator on Roblox? Hey. Honestly,
it looks bad.
Honestly, that looks better than Sonic Frontiers.
Sure, because it looks like just regular Sonic levels, just made in
Yeah, but it's made in Roblox.
Roblox. Isn't Roblox like under fire for like manipulating children And
I mean,
like,
by manipulating, you mean being like the most successful video game of all time with the kids, with the Zoomers,
with the kids. There was headlines I'd seen saying like, "Hey, Roblox this, Roblox that."
I mean, shit,
I don't touch Roblox.
I
I don't even know what it is.
I mean,
and it ended up like I found out that it's just like,
we're actually the
you
boomers in this situation. We have
it's
no
like
idea what
Gary's
I'm
mod,
talking about.
I think.
Yeah,
I think
but
it's like
easier.
Gary's mod. Yeah, but exactly, but easier. And the Kanye West is in it, right? Because of the music video. I don't know.
I think it's not even connected. It just he looks like a Roblox motherfucker. But yeah.
Now you mentioned earlier you love that Sonic Forces. Well, let me. So many people are confused by this, and as someone that doesn't really even dabble all that much in their mobile games, I can tell you this right now. So Sonic Dash and Sonic Forces, the mobile game, have gotten updates, including
still getting content, man.
Super Shadow, which I'm going to call an audible right here. I'm 90% sure when he gets the Chaos Emeralds, he turns into Hyper Shadow. Maybe I'm wrong. Pretty sure it was Hyper Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2.
But we're fake fans.
Maybe I'm wrong. We are fake fans. And you also get Mephiles the Dark.
Yeah.
You will find that out one day if you ever play Sonic 06, hint, hint. And then Sir Percival, which is Blaze the Cat in armor, comes to Sonic Dash. Sonic Forces, I'm 90%
I like how
sure.
it says this Halloween. Like, they're like, we got a roadmap
Exactly.
for a game that is 6 years old. And it wasn't even like a critically acclaimed game, or like even a game. Who's playing this game still?
Well, that's the thing. When they say Sonic Forces, they're actually talking about, if I understand this correctly, a version of Sonic Dash that's called Sonic Forces.
Okay.
There's multiple Sonic Dash games, and one of them is just called Sonic Forces.
If they're putting it out there, I just feel like if it's for kids ain't watching it.
This is
kids
insane.
are in school during this.
I played Sonic Dash senior year of high school on my iPhone 5. And this game still gets updates, but the updates are just there's
the
a
World of
character
Warcraft of Sonic.
Exactly.
Clearly.
Exactly. This is but I see so many
Also,
people
why
like,
is he white?
Sonic Forces has DLC. What?
It's interesting that when the one black hedgehog, that when he goes super, he turns white.
He's like a
cream.
Yeah.
He looks like sunscreen.
Well, this is Super Shadow. This isn't Hyper Shadow.
I'm just saying. They couldn't just make him like purple, like a cool dark energy or something. No, like, let's whitewash.
Shadow
him.
doesn't
let's whitewash,
deserve the Chaos Emeralds.
Let's whitewash Shadow. Whatever, man. And speaking of,
it's going to be whitewashed if he's voiced by Timothy Clemente anyway.
That's true.
Let's just talk about that as if it's already a thing.
Yeah.
He's voiced by Timothy Clemente.
I just can't wait for him to tweet it out. I know it's coming. He has it in a draft tweet somewhere on his phone right now. He's like, I am Shadow. That's all it says. Speaking of Shadow, Sonic Prime, the new Netflix animated series, which I just totally forgot about. Shadow's in it. They did a little trailer, and honestly, I still don't like this animation style. Sorry. And watching this, I'm like, nope. I don't like animation style where everything else is frozen and then the character moves. And
that's made for TV animation. That's what Cartoon Network turned into. That's what Cartoon Network turned into.
And even though we like the movie,
so much cheaper.
Even though we like the movie, Dragon Quest at moments, and I didn't. Nope.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those
SpongeBob.
things. There was a Batman TV cartoon that I watched as 18, 19. I think it was called Beware the Batman.
Yeah,
it was a cool idea. He had an interesting design, but it was one of these types of thing where the environments lack people. He'll go out into a city in daytime. Gotham.
I know.
There's no one around.
City, there should be.
And there's no one around.
Hundreds of people in the streets.
And it was this thing where it's like, yes, the characters are animating pretty nicely in backdrops, essentially. But it's because that's cheaper than 2D animation to do. Because you have one rig that you manipulate as opposed to constantly drawing cells to overlay. I don't know how animation really works all that much, but I know enough to know that, yes, and plus two, The same skills you use as an animator to make the shadow roll around randomly and uncharacteristically, like what Shadow does, because he's a straight shooter, is what you would do in the video game industry as well. So, like, this is a skill that they could easily hire for the 2D animation, I think.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily...
I saw people were upset about his fur on his chest. They said it looks weird.
It does look kind of just like it looks like icing.
Yeah.
Like on a cookie.
It's like a frozen... It's a solidified cookie that you bought.
That's what this art style looks like.
Cookie.
One of those Cake Wars shows where they have to make a giant cake sculpture.
Oh, if you cut Shadow right now, he cake.
Or he's just confectionery that's on top of a cake. That's what this fucking looks like. Shadow's a cake. Dude, Shadow's a cake.
Shadow was cake this whole time.
Fuck. Someone's got a knife Shadow. See if he's a cake.
That's the ending of Sonic
I don't know.
Frontiers.
I go back and forth.
Sonic cuts Shadow in half, and you find out he's cake the whole time. And then you find out the whole island is cake. Sonic is on a cake. I
don't want to say I'm entirely against this animation. I'm with you that it's not appealing to me. But maybe it's just because I've seen so many shows like this that I'm like, what was I expecting?
What happened to good old anime? All right, we found
that was Sonic X, my boy.
That was good. And why are we straying away from it? Look at One Piece has 1,000. I found out today One Piece is 1,340 episodes.
Oh man!
All right,
and the volumes for the manga are like even more.
Exactly.
There's so many.
And they don't change.
There's like One Piece games on like the Game Boy.
Yeah, there's like the new one coming out, I guess. It's like called One Piece Odyssey. I'm like, I don't know shit. Can you play that game and not know? I don't know anything about it? I have no idea.
I just remember watching... I think I changed the channel during like the opening show like they do in every episode. It's not like a song, but it was just like explaining like the story or whatever. It was like some pirate man, and he hid all of the treasure in one piece. I'm like, that's why it's called this. I think I changed the channel. I don't have anything against the show. I don't like the fact that he has bendy, stretchy arms.
Yeah, it makes me a little uncomfortable. He always made me a little uncomfortable.
He looks like a pervert.
Yeah, he looks like his arm is going to reach into like the girl's bathroom or something weird like that.
Yeah, he's trying to pinch butts as he walks down the street.
But then you won't catch him because his arm stretches.
Because he's too far away.
He's Mr.
Right?
Fantastic.
Exactly. Then he gets turned into a bunch of little balloons and shredded apart.
The fuck?
I know. But it'd be cool if Dragon Ball Z made a Sonic. Isn't that exactly what they want anyway with the Super Sonic and stuff?
Yeah, they're just trying to copy.
Yeah. So next up, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Remember that movie? They do it too, and they want you to tell you that it's out already on digital, and it already was.
And then Blu-ray, right?
Blu-ray's coming in August.
Ben Schwartz announced this. Our boy Ben Schwartz.
Yeah. Also, he said he was the voice of Sonic, and he didn't say from the movie, but the announcer guy before said from the movie. And, this leads me back to my theory that they wanted to replace Roger Craig Smith with Ben Schwartz, just as the new voice of Sonic. And they were just like, nope, we just need one voice of Sonic.
You ready for this? Good.
No!
I just want it because it pissed people off. I just want to see. I was just talking about earlier how it was all kind of negative during Sonic Frontiers on our Twitter feed. But let's let it burn, baby. Ben Schwartz is the Sonic voice forever. We're going to AI encode his voice so we can never have another voice actor.
I want Jaleel White to be in an interview and say Ben Schwartz is a better Sonic than even he was, and say no one deserves it but him.
He's the GOAT, if you're asking me.
I want Sega to round up all the old voice actors. I assume they're all still alive, and say in unison, Ben Schwartz is Sonic. Ben Schwartz is Sonic. Over
and they do a live
over
feed of it, and it's like 24 hours on Twitch or something like that.
But yeah, Sonic 2 is a movie, and it's still a thing. Good for them. I mean,
yeah, I want to know when that Steelbook coming out. Is that coming out? Will that be, we think, with August 2nd date there? Or
yeah, for sure.
We have to wait.
I hope it's not later.
I just hope it ain't at Best Buy, bro. I just want to go to Target. It's right down the street.
I bought mine online.
I don't know where there's a Best Buy around here. I haven't seen one.
Buy it online.
Oh, no, I do. I remember seeing one. No, but
you have a Best Buy on your phone. You just call the internet. You got to use that instead.
That's right. But I can't rob the online Best Buy.
Yeah.
Give me all your fucking steelbook of Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
So that's great that there's a movie.
But what's even better than that is I don't even remember this. I don't remember when they announced this during the thing. But there's a Razer.
Well, here's the thing.
Razer controller. I should have finished that.
At this point...
Hey kids, you're old enough to shave. Here's the Sonic the Hedgehog
Exactly.
Gillette Razer.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a controller, Xbox controller.
It's interesting because it just looks like a regular-ass Xbox Series X controller.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was a decal that comes with a stand or if they licensed out the controller to make them, but there's a bunch of merchandise. Here's where they're just like, here are all the toys coming this year. And of course there's a Knuckles G Fuel. I don't even know what fucking G Fuel is.
Bro, it's good though.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a place called H Mart out here in the West.
H Mart?
Yeah, it's an Asian like market. And they had a whole stack of just G Fuel near the frozen food section. So Bryn and I grabbed a couple. Like she got the Sub-Zero one is Sub-Zero on, and I got the Spider-Man one. But they're pretty good. Like for energy drink, they're pretty good. So yeah, I'll go
powder
there.
You put in water.
Well, yeah,
is that it?
You can buy like the powder, but like it comes in can form as well.
So it's just an energy drink.
Yeah, it's an energy drink
For gamers.
It ain't. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What does it make it better than any other energy drink for gamers?
You're making us lose our possible G Fuel sponsorship right now.
I'm just really excited to learn about the opportunities G Fuel provides for gamers, and I'm excited about this Knuckles collaboration with it.
No, yeah. If I see this the Knuckles at my local H Mart,
how much is it?
I don't know. It's like any other energy drink, $2 or whatever. I don't know, $2.49.
But you can buy it like a Kool-Aid keg of powder.
Yeah, and you pour it in your drink, bro. God, imagine going to the gym and they're like, "Oh, I got my Knuckles G Fuel, get me through this workout."
Here's what I want to do: put in the water, because I think that's how it works, right?
Maybe
you could put in a soda stream,
like, something gross like that.
Put in a soda stream.
Okay.
Carbonated Knuckles G Fuel.
Hell yeah! It ain't no Zoa though. I'll say that. It ain't no
the Rock's one.
The Rock Zoa. Well, she was at Summer Games Fest for like a solid 5 minutes, and he was shirtless.
Yeah, where he was like, well, no, it's not the only difference between Superman and Black Adam, but, do the math. Magic.
He was the best thing that happened in that whole show, to be honest with you.
He forgot he was supposed to record a video for Jeff.
They texted him like an hour before the show. They're like, yo, you're supposed to talk about Black Adam.
But leg days for another 3 hours. I can't just stop.
I just can't. Like, yeah, that was actually the crazy thing is in that video, you couldn't see it, but he was doing a leg workout.
He was squatting, but since he's so fucking massive, it's not that he goes up and down. It's the whole house goes with him, and he's just pushing one thing through the ground and up.
I was watching it like on Twitch, and someone in the chat was like, "Yo, he has a Zoa, like a whole like fridge in the if you watch the video in the back, bro has himself supplied, yeah."
He's getting high on his own supply.
And honestly, I do like that shit. Like I'm not even joking.
Do you think Dr. Dre uses his own headphones? He doesn't use Beats.
You don't think so?
Fucker doesn't use Beats. No.
I'd drink my own product.
When he's walking around in public, sure.
I think
The Rock doesn't drink an energy drink.
Yeah, he does.
Rock drinks water.
But the drink it's much more like natural. That's what the whole point is. That's why he made it. It's supposed to be like for like post workout shit.
Motherfucker's gonna sell his individual like muscles as NFTs.
He hasn't yet though. He hasn't sold out that hard yet. Even our boy. Speaking of this, actually, this is related back to Sonic. I saw Jim Carrey talk about NFTs the other day, and I got so disappointed. Like, bro's gonna retire, and this is what you're gonna go to?
No, guess what? He also believes vaccines give kids autism.
I think that was like a misquote.
Oh, I hope so.
And I was like, that's old news. We're on the new anti-vax shit, which is just don't get the COVID vaccine. No one cares about measles.
There was a
shit
beloved elderly gentleman actor that I saw yesterday on Twitter is like now getting into NFTs. Oh, the guy that was Anthony Hopkins. It's Anthony fucking Hopkins.
They all are because they're about to die. So their estate is telling you better give us every goddamn fucking drop of your namesake into something. Freaking Ozzy Osbourne's doing NFTs, and I'm like, no, leave this man alone. He's in his.
What do you think Crazy Train was about? It's against this. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But it's always
it's about
something
the
like
stock
that, right?
market, a crazy train.
Exactly.
And you never know when you have to get off.
You know what else is a crazy train? The Jakks Pacific lines of Sonic toys. Characters releasing this fall. But yeah, basically there was just a bunch of merchandise. This really felt like, okay, this was definitely for kids.
But
that's
what
what Sonic's
kids are
audience
watching
mainly
this?
is. No, the Sonic fans that go on YouTube and stuff, they watch this.
You think?
100%.
I don't know.
Especially
man.
since it was only 10 minutes. Their attention span couldn't afford that.
I mean, the kids were in school when this was going on. I was working when this was going on. I had to watch it later.
Yeah, I went on my lunch break and I watched it.
So what do you mean? Like,
But
I don't know.
But they can watch it on YouTube. It's the YouTube generation. It's the TikTok generation.
The
there was the
Vimeo,
Xbox
right?
controller.
The Vimeo generation.
There was some pretty cool just art prints. They look pretty nice. Like, that's what I appreciate the most of what they
nudes,
showed,
though.
because it was just
No tasteful nude. Sonic
none
tasteful
of
nudes.
Sonic's junks.
God, that'd be
There was
amazing.
a Hype, which is a streetwear brand. I've never heard of them before.
that clothing actually looked cool. I like that.
Looked decent.
Yeah, because
That
like
wasn't-
it's
yeah.
better than like the Walmart.
It didn't look corny, right? It didn't look cringy.
Yeah,
It looked,
like
okay.
I was saying, like the Walmart. If you go to Walmart and find a Sonic the Hedgehog, it's gonna be like his blue is the shirt, and it's just like it'll just be.
That's
like,
what says he's blue. It shows his face.
I have enough rings to make my
Now,
life better.
you talk about wanting some nudity. Well, First Four Figures is making Amy's and Tails statues, and all I thought about when I saw that was that unlicensed Tifa statue in Japan
yeah, the one
of
I
her
sent you.
doing the Jacko pose,
Yeah.
where she's laying down or like with her ass straight up, you know. Like,
I want
that's
that
what
for Rouge.
that's what collectibles
Rouge the Bat.
are.
I've been
now.
saying this. People want Rouge. People don't want this Amy shit. People
That
want
Tifa
Rouge.
statue was like a couple $1,000.
Worth it.
And there was an almost nude version that was more.
Worth it. And if they made a Rouge
Some
version,
people
worth it.
have so much money. Please,
And
I want to buy a new TV and get a car. Please, I need this more than you need Tifa. She's not real, but a Hyundai is, and I need one.
That's some life advice right there. Remember, kids, Tifa ain't real, but a Hyundai is. Remember that.
Speaking about losing it like crazy and laughing, I lost it when Pez dispensers popped up. I'm like, all right, they're just showing anything that they
They're
have
like-
coming.
Yeah, there's like a list out there of every
Who
Sonic.
cares?
Every list of Sonic merchandise. Yeah, a kid's gonna see that and be like, I need to go to Walmart
What's
right now.
Pez?
Yeah, what the fuck's Pez, bro? They're gonna be like that.
Dude,
they're like,
and I
"Mommy, what
guarantee
the
there's
fuck
already
is
been
Pez?"
Sonic Pez dispensers, and it was Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. They've done those before. I
Yeah.
guarantee.
Well,
it.
they signed a
You
new
know what I mean?
contract, so they have to talk about it.
Sonic's got a new shade of the official corporate blue. You know that the Pantone color changed. So now we have to make a new Sonic. You ever seen those? I see them on Twitter because Wario64 every now and then will tweet out a deal on one of these goofy ass things. A little tiny statue of Mario or Halo Master Chief. I don't know why I call him Halo Master Chief.
Yeah.
And they got these comically big hands or Crash Bandicoot, and they're just holding them out being like, lay your nuts here, or whatever they're doing.
I've not
But
seen that one.
But it's just so that you can stick a controller in them.
Okay.
Or your phone.
Lay your nuts here.
That's what
a
I
nut
think of.
holder.
It's just like, yep, just lay your fucking
Yeah, I want
nuts
to
right in my
Sonic
hands.
nuts holder.
I'm Crash Bandicoot.
Or Rouge the
There's
Bat
a
nuts
Sonic
holder.
one.
Rouge the Bat nuts holder.
Moving on. What I thought firstly said new media, and it showed a figure, and I sat there being like, this is a figure. What do you mean
Oh wait,
new
there's
media?
more.
There's a couple more figures.
No, I meant like on this list of shit that happened. I don't remember.
There was. I watched this twice. I remember now. But yeah, Nia Media and Belfind both have essentially Sonic doing the same pose.
Hell yeah.
Like, y'all must be awkwardly embarrassed that, wow, we are literally competing with each other and we didn't need to be. Why did Sega not tell us that we're doing the same thing? They're doing the same thing. That's it for all the merchandise.
Then next up we have Sonic 30th anniversary concert live and in person. So they did this last year. They had that kind of around Christmas time. That was it Christmas time? I don't remember.
No, it was around this time of year. This was a year ago.
Time doesn't matter. They had the symphony, like the virtual concert. I think that was a big success. But it looks like they're doing it live and in person, and the dates for the concert are coming soon. Okay, real talk. If this,
I can't afford it. I can't afford it. I'm sorry.
No,
I
that's
can't
where we're
afford
going.
to go on a trip.
I'm saying like if it was in like Denver or Baltimore, are we going?
If it was in like driving distance, sure. Sure. But like I can't afford to
What
go
if
on a
it's in the
trip
middle
again. I
between
need
us?
a Hyundai.
Like Tennessee?
No.
No. I'm trying to think where they're gonna do. It's probably gonna be New York City or LA. That'd be my guess.
LA, yeah.
Watch it be something weird, like Anchorage, Alaska. The first video game soundtrack performance in Alaska. Cool.
We almost had Hamilton perform here, but then they realized he'd be coming to Alaska and decided no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's just the same, I imagine the same set.
But wasn't there?
Right.
I don't think they have it on this list. But wasn't there? What you call it there too? Who was going to be doing a tour? Was the band there that did all the Sonic events?
Crush 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a part of it, so. I mean, I never watched
Who's
it
their
last
opener?
year. Regular people whose day job is to read sheet music. Next up, speaking about things that are already old and coming back, Sonic is returning to Fall Guys.
Fall Guys never left, bro.
I know, and it's going free to play. And it's funny, when they announced it, it sounded like they were just talking about, hey, Fall Guys is going free to play on June something 21st. I actually have
But
the
not
top
these
half of
skins. They're going
Sonic.
to be $25 each.
I have the top half of Sonic in Fall Guys. This is the last time I played it. Never got the bottom half.
Yeah.
And it's funny, they show Knuckles here. I don't know if he ever was in it or not. So, okay, that's cool. But then they also say and Tails as if they are showing footage of Tails, and they never do.
He's coming.
They don't say he's coming soon. They just say and Tails.
They forgot
And they
to
don't
record
show
that.
it.
The guy who was supposed
Yeah.
to record that, he forgot. Yeah, I never got any of the Godzilla ones. Well, because I wasn't really playing the game, but I was like, damn. They were actually pretty good looking compared to like other Godzilla shit I've seen.
They look nice.
Like they even had burning
I mean,
Godzilla. I was like, wow, you picked a specific design. I like that. It wasn't just
Well, they
Godzilla.
know.
They know.
There's fans in the office.
There's fans in the
I never
office.
got the remember one of the first video like crossover characters was 2B
Yeah.
from Nier Automata.
Super random. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know why it's there? Yoko Taro said if we make money it makes sense. He's just like, we like money. That's it. We'll do it because for money. That's why she's in Soul Calibur, which obviously is more fitting because it's sword fighting game. But like,
But that's the new thing with the Zoomer games. It was like pop culture reference.
Yep. Here's your Fortnite.
I'm surprised Leon Kennedy isn't in this shit yet.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I can.
But
see
like,
it. Was Resident Evil 4? Watch. You watch. Calling it here first. Sonic movie show. Calling it here first.
give
Leon Kennedy
the bean, the floppy hair.
Yeah, that'd be.
I don't know if they have
fire.
physics in that regard or if it's all just like
Nah,
static.
It is static, but like still it would look good though. I think. And give him the that gray kind of outfit he has with the straps.
In Resident Evil 4, he has a leather jacket, and
I think later in the game he doesn't, right? He like gets. I think he loses the jacket. I thought.
I don't remember. It's been forever since I played that game. But in the trailer, they show the leather jacket for the remake of 4. And at the bottom of the screen, when it's like ending, and they're given like the legal disclaimers, there is a special disclaimer about the leather jacket. I'm like,
That's funny.
is this like a licensed design
It must be.
that they had to pay for
That's
for
great.
his leather jacket? Like, they're still using the same model. They facial captured some pretty boy.
Yeah.
They always get these. They're getting these baby faced.
I'm actually surprised
case.
there's no Jurassic Park stuff in it. I feel like that was a missed opportunity for Jurassic Park.
For Fall Guys.
Yeah, because they already have like kind of like already just like
Dude, that movie came and went. It feels like
it hasn't came out yet.
it hasn't.
It's coming out this weekend, but it hasn't come out yet.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm just seeing people that saw it they got early screenings
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
And said it was bad.
Doesn't
Like,
matter.
really
Doesn't
bad.
matter to me. That's the thing with me with dinosaur shit. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm watching Prehistoric.
So then, why are
Planet.
you upset about Exoprimal? It's got dinosaur shit in it. Be happy.
I am happy, but they teased me. they make it seem like Dino Crisis, and it's not.
You know what? Also was a tease that made me seem like it was something, but it was not. Sonic Frontiers Prologue,
Uh-huh.
which first I thought was going to be a demo of some sort when they just
Or an
saw the
anime.
title. then said, okay, it's going to be an animated special, which is probably going to be like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like like the Sonic Colors ones were, they were really short.
And it's going to be
exactly
nothing.
And hey, give it for free. They said, here's a small teaser of it. And
it was 3
I
seconds.
thought it was a picture.
It was 3 seconds. It was literally 3 seconds. And it's just Knuckles going forward. Like,
he was just standing there with his arms crossed.
And then he moves, I think, at the end.
I don't think he does.
I don't remember. Maybe it's just...
I think he's just stands there. Like, bro. That's some horse shit. That wasn't a teaser. Like, you want to use that to market the game. Okay.
You might have well just said, oh, by the way, we're doing a teaser and Knuckles isn't. You could have just said that. That would have been better than just showing a screenshot. Dude, the marketing is like, I don't get it. I don't know how their marketing is so good with like the movie theater.
They have nothing to show
with the movies.
For this game.
I don't get it. They have good marketing with the movies, but not this. Maybe it's Paramount who's doing the marketing. They need to fucking reach out to Paramount and be like, "Yo,
it's another company entirely."
Gosh, what does this world come to? And then they did show new Sonic Frontiers gameplay, but I don't remember it too much because it all
what
kind
it was
of
essentially
with the other stuff.
What it was essentially was something that seemed cool, but they showed so briefly that it's hard to really find the negative about it. But it's a boss fight. He's running on some ethereal tail of some lobster bird thing.
Kind of looks like a weird knockoff of Chaos. What's the vibe?
Kind of, but red.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. But really, all this was really trying to say was IGN first. You know what I mean?
They literally said at the end, like, go check out IGN first. It was literally a plug for that.
They spent more time talking about IGN first than they do showing the thing before they talk about IGN first.
I feel like they just threw this together, and I don't know if we needed it we needed this.
Did we need Sonic Central?
Do we need it in general, or are you saying this one specifically?
Did we need this Sonic Central?
No.
Did the kids need Sonic Central
I
this
guess.
year?
I mean, they always need Sonic Central. I mean, people getting shot in schools, so, I mean, whatever helps them get them through the goddamn day.
It's crazy to me. It just feels like we're at a point where all these companies are like, wait, I just realized Nintendo has been doing their own digital announcements and videos since 2013. We should do one. What do we have to show? It doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. We can just show here's an Eggman toy. It's going to be like $12 on Toys R Us.
I bet you it was the higher ups being like, you guys need to put something together. And they're like, we don't got anything. They're like, well, it's due by next week. Have fun.
Yep.
At least their office, I tweeted this out with the account. Like in the very beginning when they were showing their office. Like,
it looks awesome.
I'm like, that looks sick. That was the best thing they showed. It looks awesome.
You know what it reminds me of? Game Freak's office. They did some behind the scenes stuff there's Nintendo Directs, but then there's also Pokemon Directs. And for the one for Sword and Shield, they showed like the offices and stuff. I'm like, holy crap, you guys have like an awesome job. You know what I mean? Like, it looks awesome.
I don't know, to be fair, when I worked at IKEA, like, it looked all cool. But then it gets old real sick.
Sure.
Real quick, and it's just like...
Okay, but if you're working for Sonic or the Pokemon Company, you love the thing, hopefully. Otherwise, you wouldn't work there.
Or you're tired of seeing that
skills.
Man's fucking face that you're so sick of editing because he's broken. I have to walk through this fucking door one more time and see that blue fucking edge, I swear.
Oh shit, here we go again. It's walking into the office.
Again.
There were two people that kind of opened and closed. Well, two opened and one closed are Sonic Central. I forget what the Western dude's name was, but then we have the current lead of Sonic there. Mm-hmm. I forget what his name is, unfortunately. But he started with Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and he's basically taken over in recent years. And it seems like everything that he decides is bad from what people have kind of said. And I don't know. Again, he might be the cause, I don't want to say the cause, but he might be in that leadership issue that we were talking about of like, okay, where are these decisions coming from for this gameplay design? Is it this dude? So when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the guy that might be the reason why Frontiers is bad. So
who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe everyone just gave up and it's freaking Sonic Team, and I wouldn't blame them.
How many of those people wish they could work at Nintendo and just make a Mario game? Be like, man, I'd love to make a platformer that people enjoy. and have fun. But Nintendo doesn't hire people outside of Nintendo. They hire kids straight out of college. They want to teach
labor.
people the Nintendo way, yes. But they want to teach people the Nintendo way without them knowing any other company.
Oh, yeah, still works.
They do in very specific scenarios where they'll take a Western... Like, there's one Western person that worked on Breath of the Wild, and he was an animal, like, expert. Like, he was their wildlife programmer, how to make all the animals behave realistically.
All the animals.
Only Westerner in the credits for that game, besides localizers, that worked on the team. It's like, yeah, they needed someone, so yes, they
I always wonder how
got a
people
guy.
who have that job, like, what do they really do? Like, I'm the animal expert. So you like what they show you shit, and you're like, that's not how vulture walk.
Well, design it. I don't know how. It's your job.
No,
Just
this
tell
is
you it
how
doesn't look
vulture
like a
walk, and you
vulture.
just pull up a
Yeah.
YouTube video.
It's like, this is what the pig does. It eats stuff. Okay, and then what? And then when Link hits it with the sword, it runs away. Like, that's brilliant. We didn't think of that. Why? We thought this pig wouldn't run away if he gets attacked by a sword.
Yeah, I always just wonder if people who have that, like, it's like you're a consultant, but it's like, what are you really doing? I'm not saying they
Interesting.
don't do like their own shit, like they haven't studied for and all that. Not saying that,
Right.
But like when they're like asked to help
The
with these
day-to-day
kind of
job,
things, like
yeah.
what is? How often, like, do you get called in an hour a month and be like, yeah, that looks like a bird. No, hedgehogs don't go that fast in real life. So.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that dude is like, there's bird people in the Zelda game. That's not how birds they don't talk.
Yeah, he's like super serious about the whole time. Like, what are you doing?
I almost went to like a vague Hank Hill voice there for a second. But this presentation didn't need to happen. But it reminds me of last year's E3 of sorts, where just everyone had a presentation. Gearbox had the cringiest one I've ever seen that took itself so seriously and was so embarrassing. But it's because their awful leader, Randy Pitchford, wanted to look really cool on set of their movie, which is most certainly getting delayed. And then there was Embracer Group. You know what Embracer Group is? You don't know what Embracer Group is. They're just this company that just owns a whole bunch of stuff now. They just kept buying stuff.
Classic.
They own Destroy All Humans.
Oh,
They're at the top of the chain of Destroy All Humans' creation nowadays. Their last year, they did their own E3 thing, and it was this woman trying her best. She was like a community, like man. She's like running. I don't know.
Community
she's
manager
like
is
the
probably
reach up
Yeah.
person. Yeah, she's trying her best. I do not hate her. She actually tried
I
to
do
be
not
really
hate her.
engaging. I don't know why I said it like that. Obviously, I don't hate any of these people, regardless of if they do anything good or bad. I didn't dislike, whatever. She was fine, but it was like the content of what she had to run through was just, she's interviewing devs who are like, yeah, we're starting a new game. And they don't have, none of these people had anything to show
those
because
are the
everything
worst, bro.
everything was so early that the only things they were able to concretely talk about was their hopes on what they were making. So when you have an interview and someone's like, yes, we're making a survival horror game, and so we really want, to make obviously that the survivability and the crafting system seem so procedural and well managed, and the horror really, like, not just jump scares. It's like what we talked about with our Sonic game idea. Like, it's just, of course it's gonna be good. Here are all the ideas, It's
Yeah.
like saying that it's gonna be good. That's all that it was they were making a new game. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
You don't have anything. We don't even have a logo to show you. That's what the Embracer Group was, and it was like, bro, you guys spent so much money. I get you want to remind people that you own half of the industry, and I'm looking at my wrist as if there's a watch on there, and it's not even on frame, so Devin can't even see it. But as of right now, Saudi Arabia invested $1 billion into Embracer Group,
Hell yeah.
so they have a lot of money to
Oil
spend
and
now
gaming, baby.
on buying more. Saudi Arabia bought 5% of Nintendo the other day.
Yeah, and then there
They
was
own-
there was that
they own
rumor that they were
91%
gonna
of
get rid the women
SNK.
driving, and it's like, okay.
That was because
know it was a
Hard
joke,
Drive
but-
had a article saying that after that, no female characters in Mario Kart. Although I guess as of a few years ago, like, women can drive in Saudi Arabia, or maybe that's just a rumor because
Haven't
they
been
have
there.
the money to spend. I don't know, but they also assassinate journalists in the opposition.
I mean,
so.
America does that too. We just
No.
I mean, not in their own country, not on our own borders. But...
No, that's just what the Russians do. That's just what the North Koreans do. That's just what the USSR does. It's just what China does. Except when we want to sell movies in China, they don't do that then. Yeah, no, you're right. But everything.
Sonic
sucks.
doesn't kill journalists
Yet. He's got that
Sonic
money now.
Frontiers is going to.
Yeah.
That's where it gets dark. That's where the game changes.
Yeah. We've been going on for quite a while now. What did we think about all this news? What's your... We used to do a Sonic hype level for the movies.
Yeah.
Let's do one for Frontiers.
You want to do one for Frontiers, bro? Okay. For me...
It was a percentage, right?
Yeah, like 100 being like, oh, fuck. Like, just
I am
having a full body orgasm.
full body cum.
Yeah, full body cum right now. To be honest with you, I'm at like I might be being generous here, 15%.
Really? I was actually jumping from myself at a 35, but you know what? If you're willing to go that down and you're higher up than me, I'm at 7, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, but that means time to buy. That means time to buy right now. Buy in the dip. Because it might actually maybe don't buy in this dip because it might be going lower if it doesn't get delayed and it's like it's coming November 5th. Don't you worry.
Here's my fucking thing. I never paid attention to any of these IGN firsts because anytime there was a game that was in it, and it's once a month, I'm pretty sure. The game is already shown off for the first time, and I already have an idea what it is. Or if it is brand new, it's like, I don't want to say inconsequential, but it's outside my need to know. Or I see other people like show the footage on Twitter or whatever. So this is the first time I actually was like, I need to search this. I need to go to IGN.com to watch this. This is a terrible way to market your game. You mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
But like, they like didn't show any actual gameplay. No, they showed a little bit at the Game Awards, right? But it was just scenery. You didn't actually even see Sonic move besides him standing there. So this is their actual gameplay reveal stuff, and they're doing
Sonic
it this
Awards,
way.
Really, that last
Exactly.
you were eating then.
We were happy. We saw them, like, okay, it looks like they're ripping off Breath of the Wild, but like that's a good thing, though, right? That's a good thing, obviously. Yeah. Like everyone should rip off Breath of the Wild. It's good. It's like making a modern multiplayer shooter and not doing anything Call of Duty did since Modern Warfare 4 or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. You know what I mean? Like, of course you want to take that stuff. Breath of the Wild is a very influential game. Of course they want.
I mean, if you're gonna make a 3D platformer, you're gonna look at Bland Wonderworld. I can't even do the fucking joke.
Of course. You're obviously gonna look at like, yeah, there's a man. He moves. Okay, so we have X, Y, and Z positioning. You can press a button and he jumps. Okay, so is the jump stat? Okay, so you can learn so much from Bland Wonderworld. It's true. If you don't know how to make a video game, and you've seen this as the first one ever. If you're like, I know Sudoku puzzles.
What's everyone's first like video game that we probably don't like? I mean, we know we've talked about it, but like first one you've seen. Like I don't even remember what it would be, but like I wonder how many people's it was Bland Wonderworld.
They should have fucking called it Bland Wonderland.
It just rolls off the tongue.
They just should have. God. Yuji Naka. Name your game better next time. Shot 128 or whatever is the mobile thing is. It's just okay. No, like, I mean, for me, obviously I was too young to have a memory. It was most likely something NES or PlayStation 1. Depends on where I was.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I remember playing Sonic 2 or whatever, but like I probably saw something before that. I just don't remember it.
Like, I know I played a bunch of NES games, especially Mario 2 and Zelda 1, with my dad. And then at my mom's, like, she had a PS1, but I barely remember any of that. I just remember we traded in I think, late 2000 for a PS2, and it was just Tekken Tag Tournament. It was just that game. And, like, I had an N64 before that, so I remember but it was late N64. Because it was, like, Pokemon Stadium. It was like Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, which I think was like 2001, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, how many kids, like, their idea of what a video game is?
Fortnite.
I mean,
probably.
Fortnite, Minecraft has become like how we look at Mario as gamers nowadays. Like, oh yeah, it's always there. It's always good. I remember that from when that was the thing I played as like the only thing I played, you know, when I
Damn,
want to say
there's
grew
gonna
up.
be Fortnite
But
kids in like 20 years. That'd be crazy. They're gonna be.
there's
like,
going to be
"Yeah, I remember
kids being
Fortnite."
nostalgic for Chapter 2, Season 7, or, you know what I mean? Like, specific eras that they cannot
Remember when
revisit.
Thanos was in it? Oh shit, bro.
Because that's the craziest thing. I can always go back to Ocarina of Time. I can always go back to
You can't go back to
Kingdom
season
Hearts.
8. You can't go back.
You can't go back to Season 8.
Yeah.
When I first started playing Fortnite, it was the first Season 4.
I don't remember.
I can't go back to that. You know what I mean? That's I don't want to say it's like, but like imagine a kid being like, "Man, I really want to revisit my childhood in gaming, and I can't."
Yeah. Because guess what? We gotta keep it moving. We gotta get that money flowing. Sorry, kiddo. That's your world.
It is kind of cool though to see like, you know, there's World of Warcraft Classic that's trying to replicate what that game was like in 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. But it's not exactly like that. It's just videos. Everything gets lost to time, like Sonic Central and this show. Thank you guys for listening and watching. The show can be found on Twitter at Sonic
I want to
Movie
say,
Show.
if you're listening to this in like year 2080 when we're long dead, appreciate you.
We could still be alive in 20.
I don't know if I'm making it that. I mean, climate.
It's just
there's
60
so many
years
things
from now
that are just terrible right now that I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like, there's not. My odds are like, I don't know, just seem very slim. Yeah, monkeypox
Twitter
is
and the
around
show
the
is not around.
Monkeypox is around the corner, dude.
Just don't lick poop and you're fine. Isn't that how it's
no, it's
transmitted
spread
from their
like
butts?
COVID now.
Oh, fuck.
There's like 500 cases in the UK. It's coming. It's coming. All right. And it's called
We're
monkeypox.
all gonna die.
It's called monkeypox. They're memeing on it.
It's what we deserve as a species. The show is at Sonic Movie Show on Twitter. I am on Twitter at Ethan Absolutely. Devin is on Twitter at Cursona Fun. We're also on TikTok, YouTubes, and podcast services around
the globe,
the internet. Yeah, that's a very cliche thing to say, but I guess we'll say around the globe,
around the universe.
Exactly. A long and winding road. Goodbye.
Edit it like we're about to die.